6, and B12. The new Hi-Q energy drink comes available in 4 exciting flavors. Skyberry Fusion, Apple, Coconut Fruit Punch, and Lemon Lime. Natural caffeine, no preservatives, no crash, no bull. Hi-Q energy drink. Wings are for birds.
When you are looking for a company to help build your next project, what do you look for? Price? Honesty? How about our general contractor with integrity? If this sounds like you, it's time to call my friends over at Osborne Company Incorporated. No matter what project you have in mind, the Osborne Company will get it right the first time. Just listen to some satisfied customers. Every detail was given its due attention. We have done major projects over the years, and the quality of work given to us by Osborne was far superior to other companies. Sound like a company you want to deal with? Head over to osbornecompany.com to see what they can do for you today. Or give them a call and talk with the friendly staff at 336-623-2111. The Osborne Company. Integrity, excellence, and value.
Back down here on the field as we continue the Osborne Company halftime show on the CRN Sports Network. Right now, your score for senior night at Nixon Fowler Stadium is Comets 21, East Wake Warriors no score right now. But we're here with the head coach, Mike Murray. Mike, the assistant coaches, defensive coaches, offensive coaches, everybody's talking here during halftime on the field. What's your thoughts of the first half of the game so far?
Offensively, we just got to, put some first downs together and put a drive together and, try to eat up some of the clock and keep the defense off the field. And defensively, we just got to wrap up. We're in position to make plays. We had a one blown coverage on a pass play across the middle, but other than that, we're in position to make plays. We're just, we're just not wrapping up and bringing them to the ground and gang tackling and stuff. And if we can do that in the second half and get a couple of drives going and stuff, we can stay in it.
Yeah, Coach Murray, it seemed like for covering the game on CRN, you were getting drives up the field. Your team is really getting yardage and being able to make stops, but it just seems like some of the only mistakes mentally is they're making is on their side of the ball themselves.
Yeah, basically that's what it is right now. We're it's not what they're doing on the other side of the field. We're basically just hurting ourselves with mental mistakes here and mental mistakes there and bogging down the drives and stuff. So we need to put some first downs back together and try to move down the field and eat up some clock and get back into it to start the second half.
Coach Murray, one of the things that was questioned on the sideline was the referees and their competence of throwing the flags and penalties on the Clayton side. Do you feel the same way on the Warriors side during the halftime here? What's your thoughts of it?
No, I mean, I think it's a well-officiated game. They've thrown some flags on us and stuff and thrown some on them. I just think they're calling what they see.
There you go. We'll let you get back to your team, and we'll talk to you at the end of the game.
All right, thank you.
There you go. That's Coach Mike Murray. Trey Snide of the East Wake Warriors. Again, they're down by 3 touchdowns, 21-0, as we continue with the Osborne Company halftime show. Thank you to all of our sponsors on the 3 and Out Sports Network. We should have a very, very interesting second half of play coming up. Trey Snide, I got to get out of the color form and get ready to get back into play-by-play mode, but we'll throw you back up topside. Thank all of our sponsors, and we'll have the second half of the game and me and Trey Snide thoughts on the Osborne Company halftime show in just a moment on CRN.
Thank you, Mr. Wesley Allen. Talking to the head coach, Mr. Murray, of the East Wake Warriors during our Osborne Company out of Greensboro, North Carolina, for the halftime show here in Clayton, North Carolina, for the Greater News 3A Conference, as Clayton sits at 3-1 overall in the conference and 8-2 record overall. Now the East Wake come in at 2-2 with a 4-6 conference or overall record, 4-6 and 2-2 here in the conference. Like mentioned, no matter what happens, the only thing that Clayton can do is improve their seeding inside of the playoffs. This has nothing to do with the standings for the conference, because East Wake, really right now, it's Cleveland, Clayton, and South Johnson. Cleveland will play Fuquay Arena tomorrow at 7 o'clock. And then South Johnson will be playing Union Pine. So both of those have something in common. They're non-conference matchups. So the Cleveland Rams have improved right now at 5-0 in the conference. They are undefeated in the conference. They have already finished their conference matchups. So they have won the Greater News 3A conference standings. So they know they're going to get a good seed inside the playoffs. But what we're excited and what we're anxious to hear is the seedings for the Clayton Comets. This has been a tremendous first half. It took a little time for the Comets to kind of get going. 39 seconds remains in the first quarter before Mr. J.R. Wilson rushed up straight up the middle for a touchdown. Then 2 back-to-back receiving touchdowns for Mr. Evan Hardy, who has 2 receiving touchdowns on the game so far. He's almost there. He had 3 last week. Let's see if he can match that as well this evening. Again, you're tuned in to the CRN Sports Network. This is live coverage of a Friday night under lights as the Clayton High School Comets lead the East Wake Warriors 21-0. Let's take a small little break, and we'll wait for Mr. Wesley out and then get back up to the booth. We'll talk to you right quick.
Coming soon, the new wave of hydration and energy drink HIQ. This new product is all natural with no caffeine and gives you a major boost of hydration and energy. No twitching effect or crashing like the old energy drinks. You can visit our website at www.liquidhiq.com or Twitter at HiQ2015 to learn more about this amazing energy drink. What is your level?
Live your life and just let go. If you try, then you will know.
Carolina Security Consultants is your residential security consultants leader. Our security assessment is custom tailored for each project. Give Danny a call, 336-312-5326. Make sure to tell them 3 and Out sent you.
Now back to live coverage on the CRN Sports Network.
Welcome back to the CRN Sports Network. Trace Knight and Mr. Wesley Outland on the call. Hey, Mr. Wesley Outland did a phenomenal job talking to the head coach of both programs and Mr. Bennett Jones, the longtime Clayton High School man of the year, if you must say. He was my track coach back in high school, doing a great job here in Clayton High School right now as the principal of the Comets. This has been a phenomenal game. We do want to thank our sponsors this evening, Osborne Company for being our halftime show this evening sponsor, HIQ Energy Drinks, based right out here of Clayton, North Carolina. Carolina Security Consultants, Unforgettables.com. We thank you guys for being a part of what we do here. Also, Mr. Rudel Apparel. So we thank you guys for being a part of what we do here. 2:17 remains here in the halftime. Your score, 21 for the Comets and 0 for the East Wake Warriors. Like mentioned, both of these teams are playing really well. I know the score is 21. They're down 21 points for East Wake Warriors. But like what you mentioned, Wesley, the head coach of the Warriors, they're not
back
anxious.
upstairs,
right.
man. I was flying like a flash. Thank you to Bennett Jones for the elevator service.
But look,
I had to walk.
Like mentioned, what you spoke with the Coach Murray of the East Wake Warriors. They're not worried about the flag because he thinks the referees are doing a really good job so far.
Yeah.
But the score is 21. They've had the opportunity to stop Clayton High School. They did on 4 consecutive plays.
That's right.
4 consecutive possessions in the first half. What can they do here in the second half?
You heard what Mike Murray said himself, head coach of the East Wake Warriors. We are making mistakes ourselves. We are making our own selves not score points. We are causing our own self to lose this game. If we can stop these runs by the Comets and we can stop making our mental mistakes on our side of the ball ourselves, we're going to be okay. Now, I'm going to tell you, the reason why I said something about the flags and the penalties was principal, Coach Bennett Jones. He was on the sideline. Hunter Jinks was on the sideline. Other coaches were on the sideline, and they're like, what is the deal with all these penalty flags for? There was not the question of why they're throwing the flags. There was a question of why this flag's penalty is being called and why there's so much yardage being used or gained or lost or given to the other team. And not going to say what Coach Jones said, but he wasn't happy with the situation of the flag calling.
Well, you're exactly
East
right.
Wake's like, we love it. I'm like, okay.
But again, it's as a former player myself, it's one of those things where if you don't get something go your way, I mean, you're going to be upset no matter what. We've seen the referees throw 6 flags tonight, maybe a little bit more, something like that. So we've actually seen worse.
I'd say there's at least been 12.
Nah, well, maybe. But the thing is, we've seen, as a broadcasting team, we've seen a lot more. The high school back home and over in Henderson, North Carolina, that I also cover, we've seen a lot more than what you mentioned, 12, just in the first half alone.
Exactly. And, we get ready for the second half of play. East Wake will be receiving the ball. So that's the plus side Mike Murray was talking about. We're going to get the ball back. And I'm going to tell you, those guys over there, they were getting a tongue lashing from their coaches. And the main focus was focus, focus, focus. You can beat these guys. You can hang in the game. The same thing going on with Clayton as well. You just got to basically hang in there. Stop making your mistakes. If you play your game, you don't mess up, you got a chance to win this thing or at least get back in it. Okay. But the Comets, you heard Coach Jinks, he was even upset. Mm-hmm. So, even though they're up by 3 touchdowns, there's still things that the Clayton Comets have got to work on here, too, in the second half of play.
Well, we've seen kind of over and over the last couple of weeks that the Comets are having a hard time moving the ball consistently here in the first quarter.
First half,
now, once they get their, they get off the bus or get off in
get
home
their flow
team, about
them.
They come out of the great tunnel here in Clayton High School that I can remember all the smoke back in the day.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. They don't do that no more.
The first quarter, we've seen the Comets come out sluggish. Okay, now, to their offense tonight, we've seen 3 different quarterbacks at the position this evening.
That's true.
Whittingham, Wilson, and Catley. Excuse me.
Yes.
Cagle. Sorry.
Cagle, yeah.
Cagle. So we've seen 3 different quarterbacks this evening. So what the Comets are doing, they're kind of changing up a little bit. Especially the defense of East Wake they're not used to seeing these players. They've seen the videos and the kind of the game film on Richardson, Whittingham, Noah Anderson, but you haven't seen the game plan for Cagle, who has won on both sides of the field. Really, they're impressive arms that these two have.
That's right.
They can literally, I guarantee you, they can sit down on their knees or kneel down and throw it 50 to 60 yards. I guarantee it.
We're getting ready for the second half of play, less than 1 minute away from the second half of Comets and Warriors here from Nixon Fowler Stadium. We got it for you here on the CRN Sports Network. Back with more in just a moment after our interview or after a word from our sponsor, New High Q.
Some energy drinks want to scare you. Some even want to bully you around. And the others, they're just blowing smoke. Packed with vitamins B3, B5, B6, and B12, the new HiQ energy drink comes available in 4 exciting flavors. Skyberry Fusion, Apple, Coconut Fruit Punch, and Lemon Lime. Natural caffeine, no preservatives, no crash, no bull. HiQ energy drink. Wings are for birds.
Now back to live coverage on the CRN Sports Network.
Welcome back to the CRN Sports Network at the Nixon Fowler Stadium here in Clayton, North Carolina. Trace Knight and Mr. Wesley out on the call this evening. Your halftime score right now, 21 for the Comets and 0 for the Warriors. We're going to let Mr. Wesley Allen take care of the play-by-play here in the second half. Again, what can the Comets do to improve? Again, 21-0, but what can they do to improve just a little bit more?
Well, you heard the statement from both coaches. We both have things we got to work on mentally. Hunter Jinks, even though they're up by 3 scores, the Comets, they got to work on things on their end. They're not happy with their play. Neither is East Wake Warriors. As we get ready now for the second half of play, number 65 set to kick it off for the Comets. Again, the East Wake Warriors gets the ball for the second half. The kick is up by number 65, kicking it through the air. And it's a short one, and man, it's a dog pile and more.
They got it.
And Comets have got the ball back.
They got it. A onside kick that only literally went 10 yards for the Comets.
Number 33, he's the man that got the cover. Got it back, and that was number 33 of Jamel Williams.
Heads up play on the onside kick, and
oh my goodness, there's a flag.
Control.
There's a flag on the play though, Trace Knight. There is a flag on the play though, Trey.
Just like what we were talking about. Let's see who it is going to be against the Comets. I saw the white hat referee motions to the Comets side of the field.
That's right.
And looks like they are going to
it's coming back. It looks like they're going to make him re-kick it. Yeah. Trey, that's a tough break, but we talked about that. That's on both sides of the ball. You make your own mental mistakes. You make your own penalties, and